going on, everybody? What's happening? Appreciate you guys checking in on a Wednesday. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've been on here. Last week, I had a vacation. I had to do me a little bit with the family. Obviously, kids, everybody's in summer, so you got to keep them entertained, or you guys won't see me permanently. So I got to keep them happy during the off season. So I get the time to do what I need to do during the season. But I couldn't jump on last week. But man, it feels like it's been a minute since I've been on here. Severe, I know you got your show with Pharaoh, man. Fire show. If you guys haven't checked it out, Tuesdays, Thursdays, go hit them up for sure. But it's been a minute, so I'll say what's up to the chat in just a minute. But Severe, man, how you feeling? What's going on?
Oh man, I was feeling good till my Lakers. Just man,
I heard LeBron's gone.
LeBron's gone, which I don't mind as much. You know, he's 41. He's about to be 42, so it's like, but it's just the trades we're making, man. It's just.
I heard they got a big man. Didn't they get a big man just like today?
Yeah, Walker Kessler. He's hurt every year. I mean, he's played like 42 games over the past 3 seasons, man. So it's just sports is gonna be rough. It's outside of the Dodgers, sports is gonna be rough for me, man. It's gonna be rough for me. Hopefully the Raiders turn it around, man. That would be a beautiful twist.
Hey, let's hope it. Hey, let's all hope it happens. Cross our fingers, it all goes down. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody. Appreciate everybody popping up in here. Got some people coming in real quick. But before we get to that, I am gonna say what's up to the chat. Appreciate everybody. Do us a big favor, double tap that screen, hit that like button, but also go to the channel's sub if you want to. We do a sub only chat just to show our appreciation to our subscribers. So shout out to everybody that rocks with us, especially in the off season. I know it's kind of the downtime, not a whole lot to talk about. Just so you guys know, we are going to talk about a few things. Just a lot of rumors that are flying around. Top one's going to be Justin Jefferson. We talked about it before the draft. It's starting to kind of rear its head again because I think a lot of people are a little uneasy about what this receiver room looks like. Obviously, you got the Clinton Kubiak ties to Justin Jefferson as well as Kirk Cousins. So the rumors are flying again. We'll talk about it now that the draft is done, and we'll see what everybody has to say. Max Crosby trade rumors are flying again as well. There's some talks about 49ers heating up with their want to possibly acquire Max Crosby. We'll see what you guys think about that. Brendan Sorsby eligible for next year. Won't talk long about it, but we'll address it because we talked about it a few weeks ago. And then lastly, we'll end with Tom Brady in a few comments that he had as it relates to the team last year. And some of the comments, some people are taking it as, look, it's a little bit disrespectful given the fact that, look, your hands are on this team. And so either it could be looked at as disrespectful or it's looked at it as he's just putting a fire underneath, people's asses. And so definitely want to get you guys feedback on that. We'll talk about it, but we are going to do 2 things. We're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to bring back one little segment of start them, bench them, cut them. We're going to have fun with that, but then I got another game to break it up a little bit, just to kind of get you guys involved, engaged, and obviously not a whole lot to talk about, but we're going to definitely have a little bit of fun with everybody that pops up in here. So we appreciate it. Again, I'm going to hit the chat, but real quick, I just want to do a quick little plug. If you guys want to get in on it, if you guys can see it, I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so everybody knows. We're going to do a little bit of a raffle. It's a $10 raffle. We're giving away, we're doing a raffle for 3 jerseys. It's a $10 raffle, $10 per entry. You can enter as many times as you want. August 20th during the Houston Texans game, we're going to go live, and then we're going to basically announce the winners of that raffle. There's going to be 3 winners. If your name is chosen as the winner during that live raffle, then you can pick between a Fernando Mendoza, Bowers, or Genty jersey. Cheeto Linus, shout out to him. He's going to be supplying the jersey, so you'll just basically reach out to him, and he'll be able to get your size, what jersey you want, and he'll ship it out to you. So just doing a little bit of a raffle. If you want to get included, you can Venmo at Real Talk Raider Nation. The proceeds will go to a very, very good cause. It will not go to me. 100% of the proceeds is going to go into a very good cause, and we'll announce that cause after the winners are chosen. So
proceeds are going to me.
Get it out there if you guys. What'd you say?
Proceeds are going to me. He said it's not going. 100%.
100% to 100% to the Red Hat Raider Fund.
Yeah, 100% to help me through this track season. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I bet you. Man, I don't doubt that. But shout out to everybody. If you guys want to get included, again, $10 offer. Send the money to Venmo at Real Talk Raider Nation. I'm going to put a spreadsheet together, track everybody's names that are currently included. But again, we will go live August 20th to announce the winner. And you could pick, if you're the winner, you could pick the jersey that you want between Fernando Mendoza, Bowers, and Genty. Cheeto Linus already has the money for the 3 jerseys, and so it's all locked in, ready to rock. So if you want to get included, hit us up. It'll be fun. Now let me go back up to the big screen. All right, cool. Let's say what's up to the nation a little bit. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Severe. I started a little bit. You might have started some if you want to start it off. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir. My guy, my 2 cents, what's going on? Donuts Dunkin' Raiders. Salute to you. Let me put him up. Actually, Donut Dunkin' Raiders. Another guy, man, has a fire show. I know he goes with my guys. I'm forgetting his name right now.
Jason.
Yeah, Jason Downs.
Yeah. Forgettable name. Don't worry.
I know he goes with my guy Jason. They have a real good show, man. So make sure you guys tap in with those guys if you haven't already. Real informative. Not as spicy as my takes. You know, they're a little bit more down the middle. You know, not crazy like me. My guy Isaiah. My guy Isaiah, man. Salute to you. My guy Jack. I can never pronounce his last name. That looks like the cough medicine. Have you guys ever seen the generic for like for I think it's Mucinex? It's like
my wife would know it. She's in this family.
Silver and Black Radio Podcast. Salute to you. Emmanuel. Salute to you as well. What's good, fellas? My guy Alec M. Raider Nation all day, baby. Rosetown in the building. Salute to you. Obviously, Sacktown Raider Mike, my dog. Sacktown's always showing up, showing love.
100%, man. Hey, Sacktown, appreciate you rocking with us. Appreciate everybody pulling up in here. And also, let me know if anybody's going to come into for any of the preseason games. I think Cheeto Linus, he's going to be coming out here for the Arizona game. I think we might do just a little bit of a meetup. But also, let me know if you are in the Vegas area, period, because I want to say in a couple weeks, I might try to put something together just for kind of the local Raider fans. I know shout out to LV Raider Nate. He just moved out here, I heard, a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So just another addition to the Raider fan base out here in the Vegas area. Going to try to put a little get together before all the crazy events start to go on for the season. And so I'm going to put that together in a couple weeks. Let me know. Shout me out on Instagram, _805 Raider. If you're out here in the Vegas area, I could shoot you out the invite. We're just going to get the nation together a little bit before the season really kicks off. But if you are going to be coming in town for preseason, Arizona or the 49ers, let me know, because we're going to put together just kind of a little bit of a meetup if anybody's in town. So definitely hit me up. We're going to have a little bit of fun. So shout out to everybody, man. Let's get this thing kicked off. Hold on, let me see who else. I think I saw. No, okay, that's everybody so far. Cool. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. Let's get to the first one. All right, we're gonna talk. Should the Raiders trade for Justin Jefferson? Again, we talked about it before the draft. Kind of gave our opinion on Justin Jefferson, but because the draft has now concluded, a lot of people don't think we may have addressed the receiver room, whether it be through free agency or the draft, in a way that's really going to be effective for this season. So a lot of people, and look, Severe, I'm going to give you the floor here in just a second, but I do think that when you have a player like Justin Jefferson, arguably the best receiver in the National Football League, I think one of the other players that could be definitely put in that conversation is a Jamar Chase, and so, I mean, he is one of, if not the top receiver in the NFL. Whenever you have a player of that magnitude, all 32 teams should at least take notice. All 32 teams should do a really good job of just identifying their own roster, what it looks like, what their future looks like, what their current plans are, and whether or not Justin Jefferson fits that path. Because it's like Max Crosby. When it was known that Max Crosby was now possibly on the market, I guarantee you all 31 teams were at least looking at their own makeup and going, hey, could we bring him in? You got to at least consider it, right? So, chat, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you would consider bringing in someone like Justin Jefferson, and we'll definitely bring it up. We see Venomous Raider. What's going on in the building? Let me go. Appreciate you rocking with you. I think the U.S. is playing tonight, right?
Yeah, they play tonight, yeah.
They play tonight. Shout out to
Team
Shots
USA.
to Mexico. Man, they're
I
pulling.
know, man.
I took my wife's car in for an oil change yesterday, and the guy that was just checking out, he was like, "Hey, I just put I don't bet, but I just put $100 on Mexico. It's my birthday in a couple of days." He's like, "Hopefully it's an early birthday present." So shout out to him.
Oh, he came through for him, man. He probably got some pretty good. Well, yeah, he probably got some pretty good odds. Pretty good odds.
I bet you, because I think it was I think Mexico's always been the underdog. I don't know.
Yeah. They haven't made it past, like, I think it's called the knockout round or something like that. They haven't made it past it in like 40 years. So it's damn near like the Knicks winning the finals. Like, it's basically a similar situation to that.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Severe, I'm gonna throw it to you in just a second. But Sacktown's coming out quick. He said no, absolutely no to Justin Jefferson's too much draft capital, and he's making like 36 mil this year. I think it's 36 mil this year, and I think he's in upwards of like 40 something next year. Stuff like that. So we'll see. But I'll get a couple more comments in. But Severe, man, the makeup of our receiver room, it is what it is going up to this point. What's your thoughts on Justin Jefferson? Would you consider it? Would you want to bring him in?
Yeah, it's not that time. You know, if we were that one receiver away, then I would do it. But you're bringing in a guy. He's not older, but he's like 27 already. Right. So he still kind of matches up with the timeline, but he's a little older. He's going to be very expensive, not only in terms of his contract, but also in terms of the capital it's going to take to bring him in. And then you're bringing him into a quarterback situation that's still uncertain, right? Is it better than the situation he has in Minnesota? Hopefully, right? We presumably, we think that Kirk Cousins, if he can kind of return to form, the further he gets away from that injury, maybe not capture the Kirk Cousins of old, but not be the old Kirk Cousins, right? Perform better than he has the past few seasons. And then obviously we're all hoping that Fernando Mendoza is, the next NFL superstar, the next franchise quarterback for the team. But neither one of those are guarantees. And the reason why he will want out of Minnesota is because of the quarterback situation. So he's going from one uncertain quarterback situation to another uncertain quarterback situation. At least in Minnesota, we've seen Kyler Murray play at a high level. We haven't seen Kirk Cousins do it in the past few seasons, and we've never seen Fernando Mendoza do it. And it's still, the jury's still out whether or not he ever will. We think he will. We hope he will, but we don't know. So at this point, rock with the young guys. And if we get to the point in time where we need to bring in a veteran wide receiver, we can do that later down the line. Or, we already have a quarterback in the fold. Next year's draft class has 2 or 3 top tier receivers. We use our presumably high pick to go after a wide receiver then.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I got a pretty big opinion on this as well. But Isaiah, you're saying yes, max for JJ. Are you looking for a swap? I'm sure we're probably gonna have to give up some draft capital at the same time to make that swap. I mean, I don't know how clean that is, 1 for 1, but I would say you'd have to probably give up a day 2, or I don't know, like a second, max in a second.
Probably at least, yeah.
I would assume. Daniel in the building. What's going on, man? Appreciate you. Donuts, Duncan. Justin Jefferson is definitely worth the consideration, but I don't want to give up the draft capital because I believe they're saying that it would take, or at least Minnesota is looking for a first and a third. I think that's what they're asking for. So if that's what they're asking for, then maybe it could be a max and a third. I think max is definitely worth a first rounder.
For sure.
John, what's going on, big dog? Rosetown. Bringing in Jett is like keeping Crosby. They need to go to contenders. We need to keep on developing our young talent. Fair enough. I'm with you on that. Let's see. Odyssey in the building. What's going on, man? Next year to pair with a rookie, please. Are you saying next year get a receiver to pair with, or next year to pair with a rookie, please? I'm thinking you're saying maybe get a rookie receiver next year to pair.
So I think he's saying get Jettas and then get another rookie receiver next year. So he wants, which means it's gonna be tough because we're gonna probably give up our first for next year, depending on what they want to do with Max. They might mess around, fella, want a physical too. So depending on what they want to do with Max, we'll be looking at receivers in the second round.
Yeah. Dunk, you're saying crazy trade that won't happen. Would you trade Crosby for JJ? and would picks need to be involved in that. So I know we just kind of talked about that. I think without question, picks need to be involved. But I'm going to kind of get into the Justin Jefferson and then what it would mean to our salary cap space. And that might, that would mean you're probably offloading Max Crosby. But I'll get into my take here in just a second. But shout out to Surf in the building, Doug. Throwing some memberships out there, big dog, and not just one new membership, but you're also throwing out memberships to the fan base, man. I appreciate you. Shout out to you, man. Guys, without question, go hit up Turf, the Ultimate Raider Fan 32, man. Definitely go hit him up in his channel. He goes live, I believe. Turf, you're on Tuesdays. I always kind of tap in when I can with Pigs. Shout out to Pigs as well, man. Go show some love, man. Turf, appreciate you, big dog. Let me know, Turf, if I think you're coming up for home opener, man. Let me know for sure, because we definitely got to link up. Let's see. Turf, Diggs would be our best bet based on what's available. He's a free agent, so you don't have to give up any draft capital, stuff like that. So based on that, I think right now, yes, if you don't want to give a draft capital. Obviously, the drama behind it, even though he was acquitted of everything, do you want that? It just remains to be seen. But I'm with you. Severe, real quick, and I'll get to my opinion on Jefferson. What's your thoughts on Diggs?
Too volatile off the field, I think. He's never really been convicted of anything that I can recall of, but just the constant churning of the media stuff that's around him. I don't think it's not a Tom Brady or really a Clint Kubiak type of guy, that I'm sure that they want in the locker room to have to deal with.
Yeah, and I think when you're just that engulfed inside the media side of things, and the tough part is you always kind of get hit with that term of just kind of guilty by association at times, right? Like you're just guilty of some drama because you are just engulfed in that in that lifestyle. Yeah. And is that good for our locker room? And so when you put your life out there, you do things that kind of put you in that type of situation, then plant you in Vegas. You just don't know what that's going to look like. So risk versus reward. We'll see how it works. But shout out to Turpin. No, look, like I said before, I think you 100% consider a Justin Jefferson, just because of what he can bring to the team. But I do think, just like a Max Crosby, I just don't know if he's within our time frame right now. Right? Why do you bring him in and give up draft capital when you're not even willing to start the rookie that's your future? And the reality is that Justin Jefferson's going to want a new contract, because I believe there's an out to his contract after the 2027 season, I believe. And so if you go look at his contract, I think Minnesota kind of pushed a lot of his money to the back end of the contract. And so even in 2027, it's a hefty cap number. So you would have to offload Max Crosby. You got to get rid of him. And that's no question. But then you also, as long as Fernando Mendoza works out, then you find yourself in a really good situation to where you may have the salary cap space to have a guy like Justin Jefferson. Because that's what's great about having a good rookie quarterback on a good quarterback on a rookie contract, is it allows you to go get more draft capital. But where do you spend it? Because we got Brock Bowers that you're gonna have to address next year. Then you got Genty the year after that, possibly, and then you got Fernando Mendoza a couple years after that. Like, it's just the dominoes are gonna fall. And so I feel like if I were to bring in somebody like a Justin Jefferson that probably next year you're looking at contract talks, I'd much rather get another rookie on a rookie contract like a Tedero McMillan that we saw this past year. Rookie like Emeka Buka that's now with the Bucks. Because of the way that the college game, the college offenses are nowadays, I think every single year there's going to be a pretty good rookie, rookie coming into the NFL. Right? Next year is who? What's the kid's name from Ohio State? I'm blanking.
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith, right? Everybody is all hopped up about Jeremiah Smith. It just feels like every year there's going to be a guy. And if you have access to that guy, then maybe you get another guy on a rookie contract. And if you now have a quarterback as well as a receiver, a possibly top 10, maybe top 15 receiver on a rookie contract, now you can pay your bona fide guys. You might be able to hold on to a Max Crosby because Max Crosby is going to want a new contract probably in the next 2 seasons. That's why it's tough keeping him around because he's just not in the time frame, possibly. So if you can extend Brock Bowers and get him another contract, if you can continue to bolster this offensive line and keep Fernando Mendoza upright, to me, I think if you get 2 guys like that on a rookie contract, I think that would be huge. So maybe next year you do it. I just don't know if Justin Jefferson kind of fits our time frame right now. And he's going to want a shit ton of money because realistically, the next extension you give him is going to be the last contract he's most likely going to have when it comes to like a high dollar value.
Yeah.
I struggle with bringing him on.
Yeah. Like you said, especially with, if we bring him in now, we probably have to immediately sign him to an extension to kind of spread that cap space. We could spread that cap hit out to give us the flexibility in the room to address these upcoming contracts. So, we just drafted a guy in the second round last year. We got Brock Bowers. We paid some money to some guys this year. Detroit Tucker's in the contract year. Michael Mayer's in the contract year. So let's see what these guys have. Let's see what these guys have. Give them an opportunity to produce. With a veteran quarterback, a more competent offensive minded coach, a more stable environment overall, and really see what we have in these guys because we make the investments already in terms of draft capital. So let's see if we can get some return on these investments, and if we can't, then we got free agency and next year's draft class.
Yeah, and the other thing that I'll add is, what also makes it difficult is we're still really trying to figure out how good is John Spytek drafting, because there's so many question marks still coming from his first draft, right? And that offseason was a little suspect when it came to free agent pickups, right? Alex Kappa, was your second largest acquisition in free agency, and then you drafted Ashton Jeanty. You thought Alex Kappa was going to be the savior of this offensive line. That didn't work out too well, right? But there's so many question marks from his draft class last year still, right? How well is Jeanty going to pan out? We'll see how it works out with him. Can he live up to the number 6 overall pick? Jack Besh, a lot of question marks. Jonte Thornton, a lot of question marks. You did bring in Jalen Naylor on I believe a 3-year contract, right? Through free agency. You went out, you got him. So if you bring in a Justin Jefferson, now you may not have thought that Justin Jefferson would have made himself available, so he wasn't really in that plan. So I understand that, but you bring in a Justin Jefferson, now Jalen Naylor is your clear number 2, and so what does that make Jack Besh? Does that make that a potential wasted second round draft pick? Jonte Thornton, there's a chance Jonte Thornton doesn't even see the field unless somebody gets injured. So now it's like, okay, John Spytek, how's your draft picks really working out now? Now, the only way that you can put all that to rest and put it all to bed is if it turns into wins. That's the only way to do it. So I just want to see how John Spytek's draft picks really work out, and can he answer some of the question marks that some of us had kind of moving forward. So I think that bringing in Justin Jefferson would really hinder our ability to really see what these guys can do potentially. So
I agree.
Let's see. I see Rebel the Bill. What's going on, big dog? You say there's a chance Deontay Thornton doesn't even make the team. I think you hang on to him, to be honest with you, just because he's a Spytek guy. Now there's a question of whether or not he's worth hanging on to. That's a whole other question. But I do think we hang on to him because he's a Spytek guy. He drafted him. We may see what he has to do. Who knows? Severe, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think you hang on to him. I mean, I think there's enough roster spots where hanging on to him isn't prohibitive to building the team, properly. Because we got Naylor, Tucker, Besh, Malik Benson. That's 5. So if we carry him, that'll be 6 receivers, which is about normal. So I still think we hang on to him.
Yeah, and Duncan Thornton will make the team. His third will determine if he stays a Raider. I agree in the sense that I don't think that you just give up on guys that are. I know he was a 4th rounder, right? But I don't see Spytek just giving up on his guys like that, especially given the fact that we all can see that our offense had a lot of issues due to that offensive line. Geno Smith didn't play well, but we also can agree that there's probably barely any quarterbacks that could play well in that offense because that offensive line was so atrocious. And so you want to give that kid at least a second year with a competent quarterback that can possibly get him the football, with an O-line that can maybe keep the quarterback upright. Give him a chance just to show, because you also don't want to be known as that GM that just gives up on guys. Yeah. So I would at least give him year 2. I know a lot of people are saying that Malik Benson is kind of showing out. Just know that it's OTAs. Dante Thornton was showing out last year, so let's kind of just stay reserved on some of the things that we hear out of OTAs.
Exactly.
So, I know the slow motion spiral to him catching a deep ball. I know it looks good, but let's just keep it reserved. And I hope he does ball. You know what I'm saying? I think he shows flashes on game film when you look at his college game film, but a lot of that sometimes just doesn't translate. And he's still a 6th rounder, so we'll see how it works out. We'll definitely see how preseason looks. So, cool. Appreciate everybody. Hey, hit that like button. Appreciate everybody that rocks with us in this off season. We're gonna get to the next topic, and then we'll have a little bit of fun. Do a start and bench and cut 'em. We're gonna bring that back and rock out with you guys. So let's go to the next one. Let's see. All right, Max Crosby trade rumors again. Will it happen? Obviously, there was trade rumors just kicking off the offseason, and then he actually gets traded to the Ravens, where I think a lot of people thought that there was no way Max Crosby would ever get traded, and then bang, it was accepted through the Ravens. But obviously, he was spit back by the Ravens. But then you got more rumors heating up. You got some of these insiders, you got some of these guys that are basically saying that the 49ers are extremely interested of possibly acquiring Max Crosby. So obviously they'd have to trade for him. Question would be is, chat, do you think that's real? Do you think the 49ers have a chance? We talked about it real briefly in a live that we did, I want to say now a month ago. But one, do you want to trade Max Crosby? Do you think it'd be right trading Max Crosby? What do you think it'd be worth? Chat, let me know your thoughts. But Severe, I'll throw it to you first, man. Actually, shout out to Jason in the build. I see Jack's Raider in this as well. Hit that like button. Appreciate you. It's YouTube asked you to do it, Jason, because it's the right thing to do. God damn it. Appreciate you rocking, Jason. Definitely, guys, go over to Jason Downs' channel, Raiders First Downs. Hit him up. He goes live with Duncan, man. Fire show. Definitely hit him up. So, Severe, man, thoughts on Max Crosby? Rumors going to fly. I promise you, they're going to constantly fly all the way up to the trade deadline. It is what it is with Max Crosby. But what's your thoughts? Do you think that there's a chance he could get traded? Do you think the 49ers would actually want to maybe acquire him? And what do you think the trade capital would be? And what would you accept, basically?
Yeah, I mean, some of these people had him getting shipped out in the Justin Jefferson trade. So, but yeah, I mean, I feel for the 49ers could and would be interested. Partly because I said after the Rams made the move for Myles Garrett, like that could kick off an arms race where teams that feel that they were competitors in the NFC, they might show some renewed interest in a guy like Max Crosby to kind of even out themselves or get onto the same plane as the Rams. So, or at least, semi-equal footing to them. So I was looking at teams like the Cowboys who always think they're in it, and they rarely really are. Then the 49ers, another team in that division competing for the NFC West crown. There was another team I mentioned, but I forgot. But yeah, I could definitely see the 49ers wanting to do it. Will it be worth it for us to do it with them? Probably not, just because their first round pick is likely going to be a late one. So we're not going to be getting that 14th overall pick. We're going to be getting one in the mid to late 20s. And then they probably won't even throw in a second first round. Well, they likely won't throw in a second first round pick either. So it's going to probably be like maybe something similar to the Justin Jefferson trade, where it's a first round pick, maybe a third. or something like that. So, like, is that something I really want to do? Do I want to give up Max for that? I prefer not to. You know, I was really hell bent on those two first. We were able to get it, and then it was ripped from our hands in the cruelest of fashion. So it's hard for me to accept less for that now, especially for him to go to a contender, for a team that knows they're in a position where they need to add another elite level talent to keep pace with the Rams. So it'd be tough for me to see him go to the 49ers. Especially unless they're giving up 2 first. They're giving up 2 first. I don't care where you go, bro. You can go to 49ers, you go to the Chiefs. I don't give a damn. I'm getting 2 first round picks, whatever. But anything less than that, it's going to be hard for me to see him go to a team that we have a rivalry with. So I still want to trade him. You know, I would still be highly interested in trading him, but it had to be the right situation for the right compensation.
John Leone saying Max don't fit a 3-4 system. He will be traded. I think Max can play a 3-4 system.
Yeah.
I think he fits it perfectly fine. Because you can now be a little more flexible as to where you move Max around. Last year, the only reason why we moved Max around was because we tried to shift out of a 4-3 versus a 5-2. Right? That's the only reason why we shifted him around, and then we'd bump him down and we bring somebody off the edge. And so I think you can fit Max Crosby in the 3-4 system without question. More of a outside linebacker type, but just off the edge. And you can move him around. I do feel you can use him that way, and he can be really effective. But he will be either stand up or hand down on the line of scrimmage. You're not going to back him off. So I think he can fit it. But again, I think that, you know, what I said before, and you know, I said the Keon Crawford draft pick. I think that just makes sense if you move on from Max Crosby. I think that's the replacement there. It's like I said it when we drafted Jack Besh. I was sitting next to Cheeto Linus when we were literally in last year's draft. And as soon as the Jack Besh pick hit, I said 2 things. 1, I hope this is just not a story because I wasn't a big fan of Jack Besh. But 2, I was like, that's Jacoby Myers' replacement. So I think Keon Crawford might be the Max Crosby replacement. And to kind of double up on that, Al, like you're saying, I doubt Max is going anywhere before the season starts. There's 2 windows where I think Max can go. I think it's now before training camp. Because if you want to trade for somebody and you really want to go after him, shout to Rosetown, because you're saying 49ers and Eagles want him. If you want a guy like Max Crosby bad enough, you want to get him on your roster prior to training camp. So I think now before training camp is a window that you could trade Max Crosby because you want him in the building, because you want him to be an impact day one. The next window is leading up to the trade deadline. I think those are the 2 spots where you might see a trade for a Max Crosby. And so, but yeah, shout out to Rosetown. You're saying 49ers and Eagles might want him. I do think Eagles was another.
I think that was the Eagles. So the team.
Yeah. So from myself, I think, you know, Max, he still just doesn't fit our timeline. He didn't fit our timeline before the draft. And when we did basically attempt to trade him away, man, I was stoked. I was stoked that John Spytek was able to get 2 firsts out of him. That was amazing in my book, because it's kind of like Justin Jefferson, right? The makeup of our team right now is Fernando Mendoza may not see the field until next season. May not. Something might happen. Kirk Cousins can get injured, what have you. I do think, based on what Tom Brady has said, based on what Clint Kubiak has said a little bit, or at least alluded to, is I think they're perfectly fine and comfortable with Kirk Cousins starting the entire season. Yeah. If he's competitive, if he does well, I think they're perfectly fine with it. Yeah. So we may not see Fernando Mendoza until next season, which means Fernando Mendoza's first real playing year is going to be next season, which then puts us into the 2028 season, to where you want to be really competitive. Well, guess what? 2027, Max is going to get into the negotiation talks again. Max is going to want more money. He's going to want guaranteed money, and now you're going to move on from him. And so he's not on the time frame. I don't think Justin Jefferson's on the time frame, because Now Justin Jefferson's going to want a shit ton of money, and you could have gotten a younger receiver on a rookie contract. And so I think it's time to move on from Max Crosby. Because I do think Keon Crawford, they drafted him to be his replacement. If I were to trade him away at this point, at this time right now, if it is with the 49ers, maybe with the Eagles, and Severe, you bring up a really good point. Tough part is 49ers might be competitive. They might find themselves drafted in the 20s. Eagles could find themselves competitive and drafted in the 20s. And so I would want at least a first, and I'd probably, if you can get a first and a second now, I'd do it in a heartbeat. It sucks. It might be, a late first, but maybe it gives you that flexibility to move around in the first, right? So let's say we only win, let's call conservative 6 games next year. That now puts us drafting in kind of what, maybe between 9 and 12.
Yeah.
So you could either pick there, you can move back a little bit, and knowing that now you have 2 first rounders and acquire more draft capital for either later in that draft or future drafts. So it gives you flexibility to move around knowing you have 2 first rounders. So I would be more than willing to take a first round and a second round for Max Crosby. You clear those books, you can move that salary cap for next year, and now you just have more salary cap to play with to now build around Fernando Mendoza, because now you have a better idea of what this team looks like. I do think last year and this year, you're just trying to figure out what's the direction of this goddamn team. Who are the foundation pieces? Because right now we really don't have them. You got a Brock Bowers, you have Fernando Mendoza, but we still don't know what Fernando Mendoza is. This is the year to really figure out who are the foundation pieces we got to build on. Maybe Charles Grant all of a sudden surprises us or surprises us on this side. Maybe not this guy on this side. Severe, he's about him, but
yeah, you know what it is.
Now he's a staple. Now he can solidify himself. Maybe Charles Grant solidifies himself. Maybe Tyler Linderbaum is that staple, right? I think this is the year to figure out the foundation so that next year you have more draft capital and you have more salary cap space to really add the pieces to build kind of the infrastructure of this thing. So I'd be willing to move on from them, and I'd take a first and a second.
Yeah.
Jason, you're saying, could the Bears be a player in a trade? Rookie quarterback contract, lots of flexibility. They got an upfront look at him last year.
Yeah.
Oh no, Severe. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, he had one of his best games of the year against the Bears. They spoke highly of him. And they do need some help up front. So I can see them doing it. Do they feel they're truly in position to compete? I mean, they have a young rookie quarterback, as Jason said, on a rookie contract. He had a breakout season last year. They had a pretty deep playoff run. So I can see a situation where they say, you know what, if we get just an impact player on the defensive side of the ball that can give us that little bit of edge and maybe push us over the top. I can see that happening. I don't know what their draft compensation looks like though, because I know obviously they took in the Hall when they traded back with Carolina, when they moved up for Bryce, and I think they had some compensation involved in the DJ Moore trade as well. I forgot what they got back, so I'd have to see what picks they had. But the Bears are an interesting spot too.
They are, and shout out to Jason. That is a good point, given the fact that they have a quarterback on a rookie contract. Remember, go look at what they did, what the Chargers did on Herbert's basically final year of his rookie contract before he's about to sign on that dotted line, and they would have to dump a bunch of money. They brought in just a ton of players. They brought in guys to just bolster the crap out of that roster. And so you want to have that window. And again, I know you guys, everybody in the chat knows, like, wanted to trade back. I wanted to trade back, right? But the one benefit of having Fernando Mendoza is if he works out, he's on a rookie contract, and now you can literally just stockpile this roster. So the Bears could look to do that. And man, if you could bolster that defense, you already know that offense is going to be impactful. You know that offense is going to find success in football games. That's where Max Crosby can kind of benefit as a finisher.
Yeah.
if you bring him on over there. So wouldn't be surprised if they try to rock with that. Like you're saying, the team would probably give up a first and a third right now for Max. Maybe I'd still take a third. I'd still take a first and a third, just because I just don't know if he's on the time frame. Severe.
If it's a higher first, it's like in the teens, I'll probably take a first and a third. But if you're gonna give me a late first and a third, then I'm like,
I'd still take it because it's a first, a third, plus the salary cap, 35 million, right? What you could do with that 35 million, in my opinion, I think would be worth it. But that's just me. Not about you saying what do we need to do to find Colton Miller's successor.
Not about it. You must be new around here, but you must be new. You must not know. It's Charles Trent Williams Grant, baby. You better say it with say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. We found a successor.
I'm curious I am really curious just how this O-line is going to play out. And right after this, we're gonna have some fun with the start and bench them, cut them, and then we're gonna get to our other topics. But we're gonna do our start and bench them, cut them here in just a second, just to kind of give Severe more time to talk about Charles Grant. But the makeup of this offensive line is really interesting because Charles Grant, I do think, was drafted to be the successor of Colton Miller. But I do see Charles Grant possibly more of a guard, to be honest with you. He's athletic enough to play tackle, but when I watch his gameplay a little bit, I'm like, man, I think he could be a damn good guard. Could he play tackle? Yes. I don't doubt that he could play, but I think he could be a damn good guard. But then you go get Trey Zune. That Trey Zune can play basically all the positions, but he mainly played tackle. So is he more of a right tackle? Could he, because he's a big boy, could he be the successor to Colton Miller and just take that left tackle spot, given the fact that he did a really good job playing tackle in the at the college level, and you can transfer guys from right tackle over to left tackle, and Trey Zune's got experience at left tackle, so it's like it's trying to figure out where are these guys really going to play, because you got Caleb Rogers that they drafted. What's his upside? Can he solidify himself and steal that guard position and make that work? So you got a lot of guys that could be versatile. And I'm really curious what the next 3 years of this offensive line is going to look like. Because all I got to say, Spytech, you drafted a guy number 6 overall. You better make it work. And the only way it's going to work is if this offensive line produces. You got 3 years or 2 years now.
Yeah, man, watch yourself, man. The Charles Grant disrespect would not be tolerated. He's a tackle, in my opinion, man. I don't know if he's physical enough to be a guard. He has the mobility, and I think he has the feet. He has a wrestling background. He has the crazy long arms. His arms are like 35-inch arms, something ridiculous like that. So I think he has the build for the position. He has the arm length for the position. I think he has the feet for the position. He's supposed to be like a really intelligent guy too, a hard worker as well. I heard he's like actually sitting in film sessions with Max, and with Colton too, getting tips on how to improve and what to improve. So I think he has the tools there. It still remains to be seen whether he'll put it all together. But if you're putting together just build wise a guy you want at left tackle, you probably would put more weight on him, which I think will come in the NFL. But other than that, I think he has everything you want in your left tackle of the future. So it's just him getting that the mental side of things, and if he can get that side of it, the physical stuff is there for the most part. Like I said, outside of just the functional strength, which I think will come as well.
And this is where it's interesting because it remains to be seen just what he's going to turn into, given the fact that he just came from a small school. Yeah. So when you come from a small school, you just need experience in the NFL. You need experience. You need the opportunity to get as many reps as possible to figure out, can you make it happen in the NFL? Yeah. Right. And so he just didn't get a whole lot. And when he did get a lot, it just was against the 49ers and I think the Kansas City Chiefs, when they're all basically playing backups. So it's just tough. It's tough to really figure out who he is. But I agree with you. Like, I'm not saying he can't play tackle at all. I just think based on his makeup, man, I think he'd be a damn good guard. But with all the pieces we brought into this damn O-line room, it's like, who's going to play what? So again, this season and next, I definitely want to see just kind of how it's all going to play out. Jack's ready. I think you're saying Besh is going to be nice.
Besh, yeah.
Besh is going to be nice.
That's
telling y'all, Severe and Turf can eat their words. That's Severe. What you got?
Yeah, man. You know who else I heard that about? It's another player I heard that about for years until we finally sent him on his way. Tyree Wilson himself, Mr. Unblocked Hall of Famer himself. I kept hearing every year, the disrespect for Tyree Wilson. Like, this is his breakout year. You got, you see Tyree Wilson? Did you see the picture he took? Oh, did you see the workout video of Tyree Wilson? Did you see Tyree? His field is healthy now. And every year, I just waited for it to happen. I just waited because look, if Tyree Wilson is good, I'm good because he helps my team. But I knew in my heart of hearts, I knew what Tyree Wilson was. Just like I kind of know what Jack Besh is. He's a tight end masquerading as a wide receiver.
He was, and yes, Alec M. No lies detected. Tyree's the unblocked Greek god, unblocked Hall of Famer. If you know, you know. If you guys don't know, we break down game film during the season. If you guys want to rock out and see that, we go into deep detail when we break down the film. If you guys rocked with us the last couple seasons, we'll take full sessions of breakdown every single game, every single week. So definitely tap in for that if you guys want to see more on it. Because we just don't talk about it. We will show you examples throughout the season, a body of work that just kind of shows you where our opinions come from. And our opinions, we try to back it up with game film, but we can still agree to disagree at times. Jason, I hope Rick Dennison can uncork their abilities. Grant Rogers-Glaze, I think they're going to benefit from one of the best, I think you're saying, O-line coaches.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I think that's where it kind of gives you hope. But, man, we look good on paper so many times, and the hope has stabbed us in the back a couple times. So I'm with you. I think Rick Dennison can kind of bring the best out of this O-line. I do hope, and let's see how it works out. I'm with you.
Yeah. Nah, man, so, Rico was a hell of that's like I said, of all the coaches, Kubiak included, Rico was my favorite pickup just because of his experience, what he's seen, whether that be with Kubiak or the elder Kubiak, obviously, and Mike Shanahan, like wealth of experience, wealth of knowledge, one of the best in the game, and for a very vital position where we have so many young guys who got taught awfully last year, who will now get a chance to, having gone through that experience and just seeing the complete 180 with a guy like Rico. I think that's going to pay tremendous dividends.
I think it will. And Jackson, what I'll say is, you're saying Besh will last year was so shit. We're really going to see 2 draft classes this year, and last year Carroll was too busy playing his guys. We base our opinion. Some of it is opinion, but we also base what we say off of actually watching the film and just seeing how these guys look, not just, when he's either not getting the ball or when he is getting the ball thrown to him. A lot of what we evaluate is, what does he look like even with the ball without his hand, without it in his hands, right? How does he run routes? How does he get off the line of scrimmage? How does he not just run his route, but the complementary routes, right? When you talk about how an offense is supposed to function, it's not just about him running his route. It's how does he run his routes based off of the route concepts around him? How does he run his route and maintain separation so you don't run into other zones? Those are the type of things that we look at, and he just has to improve a lot. Now, he was a rookie, so he could improve without question, especially with a guy like Clint Kubiak, that we hope with his offensive mind can get more out of every single offensive player in this room, on this team. I hope that Clint Kubiak can get the best out of Jack Besh, and maybe he can find himself contributing this year. We'll see how it works. Again, last year, I think everybody kind of gets a little bit of a pass, but based on the game film, he definitely has a lot to work on as it relates to him possibly finding success this year. So we'll see kind of how it works out. Linda, what's going on in the building? What's happening? And so I checks at the end of the day. I blame it on Gino. Hey, that's
you said it. You said
that is the story. That is the story. If last year's season kind of has a motto, that might be it.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a little bit of fun. We're gonna share the screen. If you guys don't know, we've done a segment all last off season. We've only done it a couple times this off season, just because we kind of shortened to only Wednesdays. As we kind of get into the preseason, we're gonna go back to our Sundays as well. So definitely tap in with that. What we do, a start them, bench them, cut them. Basically, what's going to happen? 3 players going to pop up on the screen. You can start one, you can bench one, you can cut one. Put it in order. If you start A, put A. If you start B, or if you bench B, put B. If you cut C, put C. In that order. A, B, C, C, B, A. A lot of people like to cab it. I haven't seen Jeff in the chat, so there's going to be no cheaters.
Cheating.
Don't fill in on them for that, okay? Watching out for you. But in that order, who would you start? Who would you bench? Who would you cut? But what I'm going to do is there's going to be 2 players that will pop up. Let's guess who the third's going to be. Let's guess who's the third's going to be. And if you can guess it, shout out to you. Congratulations. But that's how it works. All right. So in the beginning, 2 players going to pop up. Let's do a little bit of guess on who you think that third's going to be. And shout out to Jason. I'll give him a little bit of credit. Jason did a pretty good job of guessing quite a bit.
Yeah.
The last time we did it. So, all right, start them, bench them, cutting. 2 players pop up first. What up, Diesel? What's going on? There it is. Ah, damn it. I didn't stop it in time. Never mind. We ain't doing it. It's just going to be 3.
It's going to be a start, bench, cutting.
The program that I did this on, they've like changed all their stuff on how you create it. And I'm like, God damn it. So they're messing with me. So, all right. Start them, bench them, cut them. You got Garrett Wilson on one end. You got Scary Terry on the other. You got Nico Collins right in the middle. Who would you start? Who would you bench? Who would you cut between the 3? Let me know in that order. Start, bench, cut. God damn it, Jason. You cutting Jeff. Oh, hey, that's why he's not in here. You already got rid of him. My God.
This is a good one. This is a good one. It's a good one. I think I got mine.
You got it? All right, let's see, Jason. You got CBA. You're starting Scary Terry. You're benching Nico Collins, and you are cutting Garrett Wilson. All right, you got CBA. Rosetown, you got CBA as well. Isaiah, A and B are interchangeable, though. My bad. Isaiah, I passed you up. All right, you're ABC. So you're starting Garrett Wilson. So we got some cuts for Garrett Wilson. You're starting Garrett Wilson. You're benching Nico Collins, and you're cutting Scary Terry. Let's see, Cool Kev, your BCA. TK in the building. What's going on, big dog? Good seeing you in here. Your BCA. So you are starting Nico Collins. You are benching Scary Terry. You're cutting Garrett Wilson. All right, let's go Sacktown, your BCA as well. Okay. All right. Severe, what you got on this one?
I'm stuck between 2. But you know what? I'm going to mix it up a bit, man. I'm going ACB. I'm cutting Nico Collins. Know why I'm cutting Nico Collins? You never know when Nico Collins is going to be on the field. Man, it's kind of the same with Scary Terry too, though. But
top of their game. I guess I should preface. I don't know if it's at the top of their game. Best season they had.
Yeah. See, I was stuck between ABC and ACB, but Garrett Wilson and Scary Terry both went to Ohio State. Nico Collins went to Michigan, and Chris not here, so I'm cutting Nico.
That's hard.
I'm cutting Nico.
Hard, man.
I think just pure talent. I think Garrett is the most complete of all these guys. I think he offers you more of the contested catch stuff or freaky catchability than Scary Terry does, but he also offers you better route running, more precise route running than Nico Collins does. And Nico Collins, he's just big physical body. Not really a great route runner, but he's a specimen. He has some speed, some running catchability as well. But I think Garrett Wilson is the most complete of all of them. And that's why he was the only one of these 3 guys that was drafted in the first round. So I'm gonna go ACB. But really ABC, but not a spite. I'm going to ACB.
So not a bot. This is for really just at the best of their game. Because sometimes I'll do former players, and so it's basically just the peak of their career, right? Ex-players in the NFL, but these ones are obviously current. So at the top of their game, the best game that they can produce, put your start, bench, cut. I think what's really tough, look, obviously CJ Stroud he's kind of had some kind of off up and down years a little bit. Like last year was a little bit up and down, but you got Nico Collins.
That was mostly down. Mostly down last year.
But and at the same time, Nico Collins is now he's doing it without a Tank Dell surrounding him. There wasn't a lot of help around that receiver room, and he still was able to put up over 1,000 yards. Scary Terry got hurt, right? Garrett Wilson has up and down quarterbacks, and he's still, if he had a decent quarterback, he's still one of the best receivers in the National Football League, just talent-wise, overall talent-wise. And so I think what's tough for me is I'm probably going, and this is hard because I'm with you. I think it's between A and C is really tough, but I don't cut Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Like that's the hard part. So I think I'm ABC.
ABC. Yeah, I'm not bad at that either.
Scary Terry.
Yeah.
Because he's a bad man, but
yeah,
I like Garrett Wilson more than Scary Terry.
Yeah.
But I think Nico Collins at the top of his game, if you put him on the Kansas City Chiefs, he's going to kill people.
He's going crazy. But I think Scary would kill people too, though, because he got that speed and he got that route running ability. He's like the Chiefs. He's like the Chiefs' perfect Chiefs receiver. Like
he is.
But Nico is such a physical specimen. He's a big body. Like he's fast for a guy his size too. He and like you said, he's just been, when he's on the field, he produces. I had him in fantasy a few years, and when he plays, he's good for 100 yards. But he just,
I know, like that's my only hang up. Like Nico Collins, and I was having a hard time trying to figure out, because I threw Nico Collins in there, but I was like, man, can I find somebody that's an active player that's very similar to Garrett Wilson and Scary Terry? Because Nico Collins just he brings another aspect to the game just because of his size. Yeah, his overall size. So it's like, I don't know. That's me. I'm going ABC.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at that at all.
Scary Terry. I hate it. So, all right, we'll go back up to the big screen. Again, just a little thing that we do kind of in the offseason. Start them, bench them, cut them. Sometimes it's current players. Sometimes it's past players. But we have a little bit of fun. Appreciate everybody joining in on that one. Go back up to the big screen. Just a favor, hit that like button, hit that sub button. As a reminder, I'm 805 Raider. You got the Severe Raider over here. And if you look at this logo to the left up here, that's a guy that normally joins us, and he's going to come back with us. That's Chris Podcast. Go over there afterwards. Go hit that sub button. Go hit that like button for him as well, man. So let's get to the next topic. This one's going to be quick, and then we're going to talk about, actually, before that, we're going to do another game, and then we'll get to the Tom Brady comments and kind of get everybody's take on that. But the next one, this is going to be a real quick one. Brendan Sorsby. Now he's officially eligible for the 2027 NFL Draft. If you guys don't know, Brendan Sorsby, quarterback last year that returned to, or was going to, I think, Cincinnati?
No, he's going to Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, right? Yes. He played Cincinnati, going to Texas Tech. Gonna play. Then he got pinged for a gambling situation where he basically was found guilty of gambling, some pretty intense gambling as a freshman.
My God.
I forget who it was in our chat. Basically said it was like on average, like something like
it was like 9,000 bets or something like so. It was like 15 or 12 bets a day. Something crazy like that. Like, man, 12, brother? 12.
That's wild.
It's a bet every 2 hours. That's great.
So they're NFL. He basically was going to be eligible to go back, and then that was nixed because all the other schools basically pressured Texas Tech to basically cut him. And then ultimately he's going to go to the supplemental draft, and then the NFL shut that down. So they shut the supplemental draft down, and so at the end of the day, he is now going to be eligible for the 2027 NFL draft. So, question is, guys, let me know. Do you think it's the right thing for him to be able to come in to the NFL with basically having a gambling situation going on in his past? And obviously, we have Fernando Mendoza, so he's most likely not going to be a target for us. But there were basically news coming out that all 32 teams were going to attend his pro day or workout prior to the supplemental draft. So at least there was interest amongst all 32 teams. What level of interest there is remains to be seen. But Severe, what's your thoughts? Just overall thoughts of Brendan Sorsby being eligible for the 2027 NFL draft. And I will preface that he's going to be eligible for all the pre-draft events, the Senior Bowl, the pro days, all that stuff. It'll be interesting. Severe, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's this is a terrible situation for him, because really, if he was intelligent, he would have entered this last draft, because it was such a weak draft class for quarterbacks that he probably would have went late first, early second. I think teams would have had him higher than Beck, probably had him higher than Aller. Like he's a guy that had a serious chance to go higher, especially if you'd have went to the combine and went through the other pre-draft stuff. So I think he missed out on a lot of money just not entering himself in this draft, and then just the miscalculation to want to go into this next draft class that's supposed to be extremely deep. So you're fighting with all these other top tier quarterbacks already. So that's already going to suppress your draft stock. And then you get hit with this gambling stuff, and now you have to sit out a year. So having to sit out a year, what that's going to do to a guy's draft stock, and like having this gambling stuff on your jacket too. So that's going to suppress your draft stock even further. He's a guy that could end up, going 6th, 7th round, or being a UDFA. And missing out on tremendous amounts of money. So, I'm happy he's going to get a chance to play in the league. I don't want to see that taken away from him for transgressions made as a 17, 18-year-old kid. But at the same time, gambling is very serious. And with like all these sites popping up with the DraftKings and Prize Picks and Kalshi now and all these other, like, it's big business. The stock, and if you're or stake, whether if you're in other countries, they got stake going. Like it's tremendous business. And one of the reasons why the NFL has been so hesitant for years to move a team or a franchise to the Vegas area was because they wanted to stay away from gambling. Notice the quote marks. They wanted to stay away from gambling. The only reason they have an injury report is to encourage gambling, but I digress. So like when you have that on you, especially betting on your own team, even if it's games you weren't playing in, like that's going to follow you around, man. So, and I just think back to, like, I think who was it that had to sit out a year? Was it Maurice Claret, who probably would have been like a 1st round pick? Then he had to sit out a year because he tried to enter the draft, and then they won that lawsuit.
I think so.
He ended up not being able to enter the draft. Right, he probably would have been a 1st round pick. Then he had to sit out a year. And then I don't remember where he went. Like, what did he win? The 4th round or something like that. And he was never recovered. He never recovered as a player. And I'd hate for that to happen to Sorsby.
No, I'm with you. I think the NFL just kind of has a little bit of I don't want to say a situation on their hands, because Sorsby comes in, gambling situation. Obviously, I know it's not NFL, but you have all the NBA crap going on with the gambling. It's like, I also look at the NFL going, you're basically going to look at this situation specifically about Brendan Sorsby and his gambling situation that he had back when he was 17, 18, years old. But your number one sponsor is nothing but gambling sites. It's just like, you trying to mix the two. You're trying to tell them, hey, you better not touch this at all. But at the end of the day, we're going to make a shit ton of money off of gambling sites. Like, maybe the NFL needs to kind of take a little bit of a reflection reality check, but that's neither here nor there. Whatever. I'm with you. At the end of the day, I don't want to take too much on this, but I think he deserves a second chance. It's not like he's, had domestic violence or, went off and stole a shit ton of cars, or, you know what I'm saying, pulled a Ray Rice or something stupid like that, right? It's a gambling thing. So NFL has to be careful. He's got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like you better not find yourself within the same state of a goddamn casino unless you're going and playing in a stadium. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man,
you better cross T's, dot your I's on your steps. So we'll see how it works out. But I also am an advocate for, especially this type of situation, give this kid a second chance. Hopefully he finds himself in the NFL because I think he's got the tools to play in the NFL. I think he's got the skill set to find himself playing in the NFL in some capacity. Give him a shot, give him an opportunity. And he was in Indiana at the time. There's not a whole lot to do in Indiana. So it's neither here nor there. Let's see. We got business decision. What's going on, big dog? Appreciate you rocking with us. Hey, go shoot over to Business Decision Sports, man. I see you up there with Ben
and Nutty Raider Nate and a few guys.
Yeah, man. And
Dirty Raider as well.
Keep doing your thing, big dog. Let's see. Cool Cat, Sorsby better than Aiden. I think Sorsby has 100% better arm talent than Aiden.
Yeah.
So I think for sure he's got better upside. But it remains to be seen just kind of how he'll work out. But I think 100%. That's what I liked about Sorsby coming out of college. Is I think Sorsby has all the arm talent in the world.
He's athletic. And he's athletic too. The same thing. He's like 100%. He's an athlete. You know, he can run. He has legitimate athleticism. So yeah, man. Like I said, I'm like, you don't know what he's going to be in the NFL, but just talent wise, yeah, he's a much better talent than Aiden.
Yeah, Jason, I have 50 on Sorsby. You would, Jason.
I'm sure Sorsby would take you up on that bet.
Sorsby messaging you. What odds you going to give him? What's the odds? God damn it. So, all right, shout out. So we went over Justin Jefferson. We went over some Max Crosby stuff. We did a little start and bench from cut him. We're going to do another little bit of a game. Again, not a whole lot talking about the offseason. We put together some games to break things up a little bit, keep it a little more entertaining. And so I'm going to go ahead and set that up real quick. Let me go ahead and get on over to it. Again, just another game to break things up, have a little bit of fun. If you guys don't know, in the offseason, we do break down game film. So definitely check in with that during the season. We've done the last 2 seasons. We also broke down some game film of some college prospects. So just a couple of things that we do on this channel have a little bit of different. I think I tapped in maybe yesterday, Business Decision Sports. I think you're looking at some game film as well. So everybody that can do a little bit of game film, give a little different perspective, definitely tap into it. We'll have a little bit of fun with it. So let's do this. Bang. Let me take this one off. Again, all right, a little bit of fun. Let's have a little bit of fun. And then we're talking about the comments that Tom Brady had for basically, man, his own team and the team that we had last year. We definitely want to get your opinion on Tom Brady's comments. But we did a start him, bench him, cut him before. Now we're going to do a little bit of choose one. It's the versus game. I'm going to pick up 2 players. This is going to be all Raider players. Let me know who you would choose. All right. It's all at the top of their career. The very last one is not going to be Raider related. It's just going to be a little bit of fun. So go ahead, choose. It's at the top of their career. Let's make it happen. Here we go. First 2. We got Greg Beaker versus Kurt Morrison. Which one would you choose? Who are you going with? Greg Beaker. Let me know, chat. Let me know who you picking on this one. Wait around. Appreciate you, man. All right, Jason's got Beaker. Okay, see, now I'm going to let you know I got a little bit of soft spot for Kurt Morrison because he was the reason why I continued to play linebacker and accepted it basically in high school. All right. Now I liked Beaker, don't worry, but let me know who you take. All right, so we got Jason with Beaker. All right, let's see. Isaiah, you got Beaker as well. Sacktown got Beaker. Alec got okay. We got a lot of Beakers up in here, but then we got Raider 33-19. You got Kurt Morrison all day. I'm not mad at it. Business decisions. You got Tup Beaker. Okay, let's see. Let's see. All right, Raider Ryan, you got Beekert as well. Beekert was a bad man. I'm not gonna lie.
He was, man. He was.
Severe.
Not gonna lie either. Much like you, man, I got a soft spot for Kirk Morrison, man. I'm going Captain Kirk. Lifelong Raider, grew up a Raider, watching the team in the stands. Daddy's a Raider fan. Still goes to, still coaches the game. Kirk Morrison works for the team. He's a lifelong Raider, and I'm gonna pay respect to him. I'm going Captain Kirk.
Fair enough. There's no right or wrong answer on this. All right, it's just who you prefer. I got to go Kirk Morrison again because I got a soft spot for him. He let me accept the fact that I was going to be a linebacker in high school, and so I'm with him. So okay, here we go. Next up, let me know who we got. Stanford Route or Fabian Washington?
Oh, I'm gonna let the chat chime in first. This one is easy. All
right.
This one is extremely easy. You already know why.
All right, here we go.
Husker.
I mean, I gotta go. I'm sure it's gonna be this way. Trust me. I'll give you a little bit of background. When I'm going through this, it is kind of hard to make some comparisons because some comparisons we haven't been too good for very long, so it's kind of hard. But
Isaiah knows what's up. That's why he's laughing. Isaiah know damn well what's up. That's why he's laughing.
All right, we got Rosetown's got Fabian. Sidetown's got Fabian. Red Round's got Route. Okay, Cool Kevin's just calling it how it is. All right, no hating up here. All right, Stanford Route. Ah, man, business is gonna need. Hey, it's versus. You got to pick one. Now you got to pick one. Let's see. Route Washington. Let's see. Isaiah Fabian was good in Madden. All right, let's see. All right. You got to pick one though. Got to pick one. Let's see. All right, Severe, who you got?
Yeah, man, I'm drafting the Cougar out of the University of Houston. Stanford Route. Got drafted mainly because of speed. I think he was a 4.3 guy with, like crazy measurables at the corner position. We had him playing in a slot. He was like a 6'3" or 6'2" slot, something crazy like that. Before we finally transitioned him outside. And then, he had some good years. I still remember he had the swag, he had the sleeve. You see him rocking it right now, the sleeves all the way up to like the mid bicep area, man. That was some swag right there. Put me up on game when I was a young player, made me want to do stuff like that. And Fabian Washington was picked one pick in front of who? Huh? Who do we pick Fabian Washington one pick in front of? I'm never forgiving. It's not his fault he got picked, but I will never forget Fabian Washington for that.
Fuck, who was it?
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's true. That is true. All right, I'm going to go Stanford Route as well. Oh, and one of the reasons why is because again, it kind of goes like that soft spot, right? Like Stanford Route was never looked at as like that true number one, like just lockdown corner. But I always watched him going, man, like this is a damn good corner. I just don't think he got as much respect.
No, and think about it like this: Stanford Route got all the targets. He played opposite of Namdi. He get work all day. He get nothing but throws in his direction. Teams would just shut off the other side of the field. We're not throwing anything toward Nnamdi Asomugha. We're throwing everything toward Stanford Route. If Stanford Route had his own, was he like an all-pro corner? No, but he held his own under a bevy of targets.
100%. That's why, I always had kind of a soft spot for him because I don't think he ever got the respect that he deserved out there because he was always looked at as the other corner for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, and he held it down. He held his own. Without question. So, all right, let's go next one. Carson Palmer. All right, or Jason Campbell. Which one should you take versus Carson Palmer, Jason Campbell? And this
is strictly Raiders, the Raider team.
Yeah, this is strictly their career with the Raiders, not where they went off and did anything. This is strictly career with the Raiders. Who would you take? And this is why I wanted Chris with us because I think this is going to be interesting. Because Chris has a fire interview with Jason Campbell. But who would you take?
Yeah, see the chat.
Of course. I got to go with Jason Campbell. All right, Raider, 33-19. You got Carson Palmer. Sacktown, you got Campbell. All right, TK, you got Jason Campbell. Business Decisions, you got Palmer. Okay. What up, Rafa? What's going on, big dog? Appreciate you popping up in here, man. Guys, go check out Rafa's channel, man. Rafa, I've been tapping in when you do like the UFC stuff, man. Shout out to you. Let people know if you're doing World Cup stuff though as well, man. Shout out to
yeah, man.
Shout out to you,
yeah, man. And prayers to you. I mean, I know. I think you're Venezuelan, man. I know there's that crazy earthquake in Venezuela, man. So if you hopefully you didn't have any loved ones affected. If you did, man, prayers to you and the family.
100%. Shout out to you, Rafa, man. All right, cool. Kev, got Carson. Rosetown cheating like crazy. Get out of here, Rosetown. God damn it. Got another Jeff in here. Cool, Kev. Yeah, Campbell got hurt. You're right. Business, man. Yeah, Palmer did throw for 4K. He did. So I don't hate you for going with him without question. Yeah, Jason Campbell. When he is a Jason, that makes sense. Jason. 2 is a team player. 3 had a team winning. Carson took over and pissed it off. We were in a pretty good trajectory with Jason Campbell. We were, and then he got hurt. So I'll go first this time. I'm taking Jason Campbell. I'm only taking him, one, because again, I think with him, Hugh Jackson, he was on a trajectory. And shout out to Chris, Protect Show Podcast, with that interview and him basically saying that he just felt like he got screwed when he got hurt, and all of a sudden Carson Palmer came in. That is probably one of the biggest examples of the NFL being a business. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? And I think Jason Campbell had the tools to kind of get us in upward trajectory. Shout out, yes. Carson Palmer threw for 4K, had a damn good, season just yards-wise. I think that year, his touchdown to interception ratio wasn't great at all. I think that was a really tough year for him. I forget exactly what the numbers were, but I don't think it was great. But I just think Jason Campbell was, if he didn't get hurt, I think he could have had some success with Hugh Jackson over there. So I'm going to take Jason Campbell just because I want to see what he could continue to do. But I don't hate the ones that'll take Carson Palmer. Severe, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I'm going Jason Campbell. First of all, because I'm from LA. I live in LA now, and Carson Palmer went to USC, and I hate USC. Hate everything about USC. So that's one reason to pick against Carson Palmer. Then we gave up 2 first-round picks for him, so that's another reason to pick against him, because Jason Campbell, we got him for basically nothing. Right? He's a free agent. We signed him as a free agent. So and like you said, man, Jason Campbell, he had us rolling. I know he took a fair amount of criticism, but he was a consummate team player when he was here, man. Stand-up guy. I know he hurt himself. I want to say diving for a first down in the game, and messed his shoulder up, and and that was all she wrote. But had Jason Campbell stayed healthy that year, I think we were on the way to doing something really, really special. And we didn't lose because of Carson Palmer. Because even in the last game of the season, when we played the Chargers and it was to get into the playoffs or go home, I want to say he threw for like damn near 400 yards that game, and we still lost to a team that was basically like a lame duck team at that point, because they were going to fire their coach. So you can't put it on Carson Palmer, but I think it was with Jason Campbell, like I said, he had us rolling. Darren McFadden was rolling. Michael Bush was playing well. Marcel Reese was doing it was all rolling. So. And I have very fond memories of that time, especially when we put up like 50-something on Denver. So and that Jaguars game too. Darren McFadden went crazy in that game too, with Jason Campbell at the helm. So I'm rolling with Jason Campbell, man. Mr. Soul Glow himself.
Yeah. Hey, no, it's just a game. No right or wrong answers. We're having a little fun. All right, let's go next one. Here we go. All right. We got Seth Roberts versus
Denarius Moore.
Denarius Moore. Seth Roberts versus Denarius Moore. Who would you take? I think kind of two different, but yet kind of similar receivers. Obviously Denarius Moore was all about just the speed that he brought to the table. Goddamn Tennessee receivers. But the speed that he brought to the table, you know what I'm saying? But Seth Roberts, I mean, the amount of times that you'd find him. I mean, I remember we were playing, I think it was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Was it Jackson? No, I think it was the Ravens. We were playing the Ravens at home in Oakland, and Seth Roberts kind of he won the game winner. Quick little slant down inside the 10-yard line. to kind of put us up. It was the game winner with like a minute something left. You know, so
he had the Tampa Bay game winner too, and I want to say in overtime.
Yep, Tampa Bay game as well, and so, but Seth Roberts was kind of a reliable receiver a little bit for Derek Carr at times, right?
Yeah.
Early Derek Carr days, Denarius Moore just had,
man,
he had the speed, he had the flashiness. Like he was an exciting player that you knew, man, if you could use him right, something could pop off. And so we'll get into it in just a second. Let's you got Jason, you got Moore. All right. Let's see. Isaiah, you got to choose, God damn it.
Yeah, it's tough, man. This is a tough one. It's a tough one.
Sack down, you got Moore. Isaiah, Seth Roberts was so randomly clutch. He kind of was. I'm with you. Raider 33, you got Seth Roberts. Okay. TK, you got Seth Roberts as well. Business, you're saying you can't lie like Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah, Campbell's, yeah.
Can't hate Campbell, man. Wish he never got hurt. Let's see. Isaiah was a big Moore fan. Okay. Man, we got John in the building. What's happening, big dog? Seth Roberts, easy. Okay. Ernest, what's happening? Let's see. Baby, Sugar in the building. Hey, this is just a versus one. It's just versus. Choose one. Don't matter. At the top of their game, no right or wrong answer.
No, he thought it was Devontae. No, that's Denarius Moore. That was right in the thick of your Raider fandom, Coach. That's probably right when you got started. Yeah, man, I'm going Denarius Moore, man. I thought Denarius Moore was going to be like the next guy for us. Man, like he had so much potential. Just man, the big catches, like the swag he had, like the speed, it was everything, man. I just thought he was going to be like our next like receiver, like a diamond in the rough that we found, and he just never like happened for him again. He had that crazy hot spell, and then like he can never duplicate it. I think we cut him, and then he ended up going to the Bengals too to reunite with Hugh Jackson, and he still couldn't recapture the magic there either. But yeah, man, it's Denarius Moore, man. I thought that dude was going to be like legit.
Denarius Moore's quarterback. It
was when he was there, so it had to be Gronkowski and Campbell. And
I thought it was Campbell, but yeah, it might have been part of Gronkowski as well. You're right.
Yeah. And McGloin, maybe. Yeah, McGloin. Gronkowski, Campbell, McGloin. I think it was right around that range. And Palmer, too.
I'm not going to get too deep in this conversation. I had high hopes for McGloin. I'm not going to lie.
Man, McGloin.
I had high hopes. I thought something was there. God damn it, but apparently not. Let's see. Okay. I think I'm going Seth Roberts, and I'm only going Seth Roberts just because of the reliability. It felt like he was just more reliable. That was it. Like to your point, Denarius Moore, like he just never hit what you thought he could be. There was flashes. You'd have like a game here and there, but he just never hit consistently what you thought he could be. And you're like, damn it. And he had just the makings of it. When you watched him on film, when you watch the games, you're sitting going like, damn it, like this guy's got to be good. There's something that's there that he's just got to be good. And it just never hit consistently. So
yeah, like this. But it's like this. If you say you don't know anything about these players, know anything about either one of them, just based off these pictures, I'm taking Denarius Moore.
Exactly. Like you just watch Denarius just move on the field. You just sit there and go, God damn it, this guy, he's got to be right. He's got to be right. It just never worked out, And look, there's so many things that kind of play into it, whether it's coaching, whether it's quarterback play, whatever it may be. But damn, I wish you could have hit just a little more consistency. But I'm gonna go Seth Roberts. Remember, no right or wrong answer. A little bit of game. We're having a little bit of fun. Right after this, we got two more. Right after this, we're gonna talk about Tom Brady's comments about the team. So we're gonna get those guys out of here. Let's see what this one brings apart. I want to see what people talk about this one. Josh Jacobs versus Charlie Gardner.
Oh.
Which one are you taking?
Oh.
Josh Jacobs versus Charlie Gardner. Chat, which one you got? Because I'm not going to lie. I even had a hard time. I put this one up here because I'm sitting there going like, Josh Jacobs was a bad man.
Yeah.
Charlie Gardner was probably the most versatile running back we've had.
He was so nice. Oh, my God. He was so nice.
And so I'm just chat. Let's see. Baby Sugar, you got Charlie all day. Side-Town, you got Charlie Gardner all day. Let's see. Hummer. Hey, what up, big dog? You got more with the speed? All right. Hey, he did. Let's see. Anybody else? Gardner ran us to the Super Bowl. He did. You could use him a lot of different ways. It was a really good offense he was on, but definitely versatile. Ernest, you got Gardner as well. Baby Sugar Charlie was a dog and more reliable. He was more reliable. Isaiah, gotta go with Jacobs. All right, we got a Jacobs. All right, Severe, what you going with? What you got?
Yeah, it's tough, man. So we say Gardner ran us to a Super Bowl, but people forget, man, the year everything happened and the season came crashing down. It wasn't Carr who led us to the playoffs down the stretch of that season. That was Josh Jacobs down the stretch of that year that led us into the playoffs and gave us that playoff berth. It's his production over those last like 4 or 5 games that really solidified our playoff spot. But we won with Charlie Gardner, man. I got to go with Charlie Gardner. That dude, it's very few players that you ever seen move like Charlie Gardner can move. The dude was fast. He would shake you out your shoes. He was an excellent pass catcher. He damn near went for 1,000 and 1,000 in one season. I think he went for 1,000, like 800 and another 800 yards receiving. Like to have that kind of versatility as a running back, especially back then when they weren't really throwing the running backs like that, that's rare. And like I said, man, we were in the Super Bowl in large part because of Charlie Gardner, man. So even though he played for the 49ers, we'll give him a pass for that. I'm going Charlie Gardner.
Going Charlie Gardner?
Yeah.
I had a really tough time with this one because Charlie Gardner, again, like I said, probably the most versatile running back one of the most versatile running backs that we've had. But to me, like Josh Jacobs, even his ability to make the first man miss was just nasty. You know, anytime Josh Jacobs had a linebacker safety corner off the edge, one-on-one, you knew 8 times out of 10 he's shaking him. He just had that nasty kind of like dip out, then dip back in. But you catch the ball in the backfield. You could have used him exactly how you used Charlie Gardner, Josh Jacobs, in my opinion. I just don't know if we used him like that as much. So, but I do think I still got to go Charlie Gardner. Just because his versatility showed on film. And yeah, I mean, we won. So I might have to go Charlie Gardner, but it's close. It's close as all hell. So, okay. This is the last one. Appreciate everybody popping in, kind of giving their takes again. No right or wrong answer. And this one is definitely not a right or wrong answer. All right. Oh, and now he's in the building. Good. See, Jeff, we already did the starting bench from cutting. You didn't have a chance to cheat.
Missed it.
We already got. I only got one more kind of versus. Choose one. You can only cheat on this last one. This one is only. This one is not Raider related. There's no right or wrong answer. But I'm going to preface it. You ready for this? Here it is. You got to choose one, and one comes without the other. Would you choose multiple Super Bowl wins as a starter, or no Super Bowl wins, but you have a Hall of Fame career? So you're a starting player where you won multiple Super Bowls, or
I'm about to see how fake people are.
Super Bowls.
We're about to see how fake. We're about to see how fake. Let's see how fake people are. Look, dog. Just curious. Look, it's fake. Look at this fakeness. It's fakeness. It's fake.
Trophies.
Oh, you're fake. You're lying to yourselves, man. You're lying to yourselves.
Let's see. Isaiah said, "Man, that I'm getting my Hall of Fame jacket."
Yeah, bro. Look, bro. Isaiah, look. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Don't even lie to yourself. Like you can't name half of these other players starting for these other teams. Like who is this? You can't name like the starting wide receivers for the Broncos when they won the Super Bowl. You don't know those guys. Who's the starting wide receiver for the Broncos when they won the Super Bowl? You don't know. You know, like I'm taking Hall of Fame. Know why I'm taking Hall of Fame? Because that means money. I can make all kinds of money. Everybody knows me. I don't care about these trophies. I might get a trophy with a Hall of Fame career, but I'm definitely getting paid. I'm definitely getting paid.
Oh man! All right, so we got a couple. All right, Ernest wants the Hall of Fame. All right, let's go sack down Super Bowls. All right, TK going Super Bowls. Alec, give me the rings. Okay, all right. Rare 33-19, multiple Super Bowl wins.
Yeah.
All right, business. You want the Super Bowls? Got you. Let's see.
Look,
come on, Jeff.
Now.
Let's see what you got.
Yeah, bro. Look, y'all won 2 trophies of obscurity. Like I don't want this.
Just in the Hall of Fame. Let's see. Hummer, man. I have to go to JJ because of the records. Okay, I'm with you on that. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, Severe. I'm NFL is a team sport. NFL is a team sport.
Hey, look, Quirk, it don't matter. I'm going Hall of Fame either way. I'm going Hall of Fame. If I'm going Hall of Fame either way. I'm going Hall of Fame either way. And Rivers might get in. That's the thing, just because of his last name.
He might.
Or no, may not Matt Rivers. I mean Manning. He might get in because of the last name. I'm thinking about that's who got traded for Manning. Yeah, I'm taking the gold jacket and the bust. The people forever will see my face.
I'm with you. I'm probably taking. I'm taking the jacket. I'm taking the jacket. I'm taking the career as a Hall of Famer. Severe, not only because, to your point, not only because of the money, it brings money without question. But you again, NFL football, it's a team sport. I'm with you, but that just means your accolades will be respected for the rest of your life and then afterwards. So
forever,
you get lifetime access to basically whatever stadium you want to, goddamn near any stadium you played for, what have you. You can come back. Look at you look at some of these Raider Hall of Famers that never won a Super Bowl. Right? They're going to be able to. They're invited back to every single Raider game if they want to. They step in that building, they're instantly respected. So, again, I get it. That's just me. I know it's an individual or it's a team game. I'm with you, but at the same time, I'll take that jacket all day long. I'll take that jacket.
I'll be able to buy all the jewelry I want with all the money I made during my Hall of Fame career. And when you go broke and have to pawn those Super Bowl rings, I'll be right there to buy them off you, Rick Dog. Right there to buy them off you.
Let's see. Business. I'm the MVP of one of those Super Bowls. All right, hey, absolutely. Get that MVP trophy. Get multiple. It'll look good on that mantle. Right. All right, Jeff, get out of here. Appreciate you, big dog. Guys, make sure you guys go over to Jeff's channel. Hit him up. He always goes live. Also, if you know anybody that's a fan of another team, Jeff does a show on Friday for all the teams, all across the NFL. Definitely hit him up. All right. Okay, cool. That's it. Let me bring that back up. Let me know if you guys like that one. Again, just to break it up, something we do in the off season. There's not always stuff to talk about, but we also want to have a little bit of fun as well. And so I'm going to bring this down real quick. We're going to set it up. We are going to talk about Tom Brady. Okay, Tom Brady. He had some words as it relates to just the performance of last year's team and what he thinks it's going to take to possibly, find success this year and the remaining years that he's going to be a part of this organization. So definitely want to get you guys' take on it. I know a lot of people are talking about it, so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. I'm going to hit play real quick. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Just give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Then I'll rewind it. We can all hear it.
I would expect a lot of improvement. Right?
All right. Can you guys hear that? Just give me a thumbs up right quick.
Yeah, it's doubled up. You can hear. I can hear, but it's doubled up.
Is it doubled up?
Yeah. I don't know if it is for them, though. It might not be for the chat. Yeah, it might not be for the chat. Let us know, is it doubled up?
I'll do it again.
I would expect a lot of improvement from where it's been. I mean, last year,
Is that still doubled up? Severe, is that still doubled up or is it good?
It's still doubled up on my end, but I don't know if it is for them though. Now they said it's good, so yeah, we was right. Oh, it is.
Oh, okay. I don't know why. That's weird. Okay.
He says doubled up what they can hear. So it's like Terminator. When T-1000 was transforming.
All right, I'm gonna play it through, then we're gonna talk about it on the other side. All right, let's get into it.
I would expect a lot of improvement from where it's been. I mean, last year we just underperformed in every area, and it's everybody's fault. That's the reality. There's nobody who did a good job. There's not one player in the organization. There's not anybody involved that did the job to the level that needs to be done at. And everybody needs to improve. And it starts with me, and it filters down to the rest of the players on the field, and they got to go out there and ultimately they got to perform at a high level. And I would expect daily improvement, and I'd expect hourly improvement. Yes. I really would. Every day that goes by, when you're on a good team, every day and every week goes by, you should be better. Like a good team should be better at the end of the season than the beginning of the season, or you're not a good team. Right. If you have more time together and more practice and you're getting worse, something's wrong. If you have more time, more practice, you should be getting better. All
right. So basically, that kind of sums up what he was trying to talk about. Basically, saying that last year nobody did well, right? Look, at the end of the day, you know, we're last place. We were picking first overall in the draft, and we earned that. So we were basically a shitty team, and so I think one thing that we need to kind of take into consideration is that it's coming from a guy that is the best at what he did. As of right now, he's the best quarterback to really ever play. And I don't know how many people can really argue that as a whole. And so his outlook on the game, the way that he sees it, the expectation that he has in order to find greatness, I think may not match up with just normal everyday players. And so his expectation is going to be different. Now, the question is, and I'm going to kind of put this, I'm going to take this into pieces. There's one thing that he did is he called out everybody from last year. He called out the players, the organization. He even called himself out, saying it starts with him, that nobody did a good job. Everybody needs to improve. And so let me know your thoughts. We'll start with that. Do you think it was a good idea of him putting it that way? Do you think it was a good idea of him basically saying that nobody did a good job? Everybody needs to improve. Chat, let me know your thoughts. Severe, what's your thoughts on that part first?
Yeah, I mean, you know, come on, guys. Remember, it's a team. It's about 53 guys. Remember, that's why you guys want the Super Bowl. That's why you guys want the Super Bowl, right? It's about the team, guys. You know, but that's basically what it is, man. And anybody that's been in athletics, you understand. You kind of win. You win and you lose as a team. So I can't imagine. Because the only reason you wouldn't put it on everybody is if you feel that might ruffle somebody's feathers or make somebody feel some kind of way about the comments. But if you're a true team player, you know your attitude isn't going to be like, well, I did my job. You know, it was you guys that failed, right? Your attitude is going to be like, yeah, we got to get better as a team. So I think that's kind of what he was saying. Like I'm laying it at the feet of everybody within the organization, starting with myself. You know, and he pointed to himself as a person that was to blame as well. So I think everybody should have that chip on their shoulder. They should remember how they felt last season. They should know whatever they did last season, no matter how well they think they did, was not good enough because obviously the results weren't there. And they should go into this season looking to do better. And I think if you have that in every player across, and every personnel person across the organization, I think that's going to build synergy within the building. Whether you're the towel guy, man, but you better have the tiles folded up right. That water better be extra cold if you're the water boy. You're the cheerleaders and the cheers better be on point. If you're the coach, play calls need to be tight. If you're the trainer, you need to have guys, you know, ready to play or recovering from injury. If you're the food people, you make sure the meals is prepped and ready. Like everybody needs to do better. And that's how you kind of, like I said, you build that momentum going forward.
100%. I'm gonna get to some of the comments up top, but Isaiah on Severe's channel over there, man. Shout out to you, big dog, for throwing that super chat out there. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
And I'll get to this one first. Business decision, man. Yeah, you can borrow whatever. I really don't care, man. Go for it. Take the ideas, whatever the games, whatever. Have fun, man. Ernest saying today's Raider needs a kick in the ass. Brady's on it. Jason. He only said what every fan and content provided, content creator has provided. Already said it. I'm with you. Isaiah Shots, hit that parlay. Look at you. Hummer, you're saying Tom Tuck Brady is right. And when his help gets us the trophy, number 4, I'll drop his middle name. I got it. Let's see, Jason. If a player or a coach still in the building, is still in the building, should not be offended at all. Look, the one thing I'll put out there is I 100% agree. Like everybody that was in that building that now is in that building last year, that's now in on the team this year, excuses are out the window. At the end of the day, the results are what they were last year. And so what he's saying is absolutely correct. Like everybody failed. Everybody failed last year. Everybody didn't do their job to start from the top to the bottom. Now, the way Tom Brady goes about it is the way that he's going to go about it, right? He's the greatest of all time. And he is going to basically try to lead this team in whatever way he sees fit. And it's going to be ultimately on his shoulders if it doesn't work out. Everything that we have heard from the moment that he became a partial owner, everybody is saying that Tom Brady has a stamp on this team, on this organization, on this franchise, whether it's the quarterback, all the way down to the coaching decision, all the way down to the coordinators, right? There's a lot of people that said Chip Kelly was his pick to come in as the OC. His name stamped on it. So Tom Brady is going to lead this organization, whatever he feels, the way that he feels fit. And if it succeeds, guess what? You did it right, big dog. You did your thing and it worked. If it fails miserably, guess what? You suck as an owner. Not every great player is going to work out as an owner. Michael Jordan, perfect example, right? We all could look back at those examples. And I will say, like I said, prior to us putting up the clip, is they see greatness through a different lens. Yeah. And not everybody is going to follow that greatness. And if they have that expectation that everybody's going to follow that greatness, they need to try to understand they got to put themselves in a coaching position. If you've ever coached this game, you now have to reach 53 other players in a different way. You have to. You have to be way. You have to be able to figure out how can I get the best out of this player, because it's not going to be the same for every single player. So if he takes the approach of you just better mirror my greatness, I promise you he's going to fail in some form or fashion, because not every single player is going to see the game in the same lens. So he's got to navigate that. Because if you don't, you're going to piss off players. Like those comments might piss off players, and that's fine. But then Tom Brady has to be able to understand, how do I navigate that locker room so everybody understands what I meant, and now you can follow my lead. And so I think at the end of the day, it's all about just how is he going to be able to navigate it in that way. So we'll see. We'll see kind of how it works. Sometimes you do have to be 100% blunt. You got to be blunt to call people out. But then it's like, I'll give you just a little example, right? Because I coached this game for so long and I had a way I went about it, but I also always reflected on what worked and what didn't. And you're going to chew players out. That's the name of the game. That happens. You're going to get into somebody and you're going to make sure that you basically, you kind of shock them in that immediate time, right? Whether it's in the game or at practice, you're going to raise your voice and get at them. And I was always known as the vocal coach. I was always known as the loud coach. But if I ever had to get into a player like that, I always 100% made a point, whether it's after practice or after the game, I went and had a one-on-one with that player and said, hey, this is why I did it. Do you understand why I did it? And how do we get better? Right? Because you can't always just send your message in that 15 seconds of getting at a player. So I always would pull them aside and say, look, this is why I did it. Do you understand it? Hey, and let's work together to improve and get better. And so if Tom Brady makes remarks like that, but then also has a very good rapport in that locker room and is able to reach all those players in a way that now can progress and move them forward to the ultimate goal, I have no problem with it at all. You do you. Sometimes you got to tell it how it is. So, Severe, any thoughts on that? I just kind of ranted for a quick minute.
Yeah, agreed. You know, it's the old saying. Like I used to do sales. I used to be in real estate. With like saying like people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. Like that kind of thing. Like they don't. They want your criticism to feel like it's coming from a place of love and not just trying to belittle them. And that's how it is a lot nowadays, right? These players, they react differently to that kind of tough coaching. I mean, we heard about it with Josh McDaniels, where, you know, like people felt he was overcritical and he would keep them in practice too long. And every time there was a mistake, he would stop film session and point out the mistake and correct it. And a lot of people, it didn't sit with them the right way. So, you know, you got to be careful with your message, and you kind of got to craft your message depending on the messenger. I think Tom Brady can kind of get away with it because, first of all, I think, you know, most of the new people on the team are going to be younger guys. So they look at, you know, Tom Brady like a godlike figure almost, right? Like, you know, he's like a guy that's like mythical in nature, where he's like, oh man, this is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. So he'll have a little bit of like you have a little bit of leeway, a little bit of rope to kind of, you know, talk to these guys a little bit in a different way than maybe like some of the other grizzled vet, or maybe some guy that maybe played against Tom Brady might have a little bit of different feeling about him. So I think the message will be able to land a little bit differently. But that message will only really resonate if at the end of it there's results. And that's why I think the Josh McDaniels thing didn't work, where, you know, like if we're doing all this extra film study and we're doing all this, spending this extra time in practice and all this, we're doing all these corrections and we start to see results, then I think people will be okay with it. But if you're doing all of that and you're still losing, or you never able to right the ship and get the thing turned around, then people will eventually start to tune you out, and then they turn against you, and then you're out of a job, or, you know, you kind of just lose your standing in the organization. So he kind of has to be careful. But right now, you know, he's still Tom Brady to go. So I think, you know, the message, I still think he has room to be able to be harsh with his words.
Yeah, I'm with you. What a rundown was happening, man. Appreciate you rocking with us. Isaiah, the younger generation is different. It is. It is. I was going to say something, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Ernest needs to be at training camp in July to pass that message on. So I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to start that. I'm going to come back to it because that actually kind of gets into my next question. So rundown. I honestly don't mind the hard coaching. We've been asked. Yes. And it's also, it's like, that's the hard part. Like, it's not even hard coaching. It's like, it's just a hard evaluation, because how often is he actually out there to kind of review what's going on? How many times is he in the building? That's going to be the next. That's going to be the next.
Coaching away hard, right? Come on now. Clean that coaching away.
Stop it. Stop it. Damn it. Biz, you're saying you can't approach all players. You can't approach all players the same, but it does need to be said. I 100% agree. Run down. But seeing how some of these players reacted to McDonald's, we probably got some players crying.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. Exactly. This is exactly the kind of stuff where, because you think, like, as much as we don't like Devontae was cool with it, with Josh McDaniels coaching. Josh Jacobs was cool with how he coached. Max was cool with how he coached. Like, those are basically the three best players on the team, because those guys, you know, they're cut. The guys that won it are cut from a different cloth. And, you know, feel how you want to feel about those guys personally. They're all guys that won it. They want to be great players. So, you know, like, when you want it like that, you react to that stuff differently. You take it as a personal challenge. It's an affront. Like, oh, you challenging me? Well, I am. Okay, I'm about to show you. Like, these other guys are like, oh, he's mean to me. Like, I'm gonna tell the teacher.
Linda, yeah, players are too soft nowadays. Hug it up, Buttercup. They are, you know, and I think it's just this day and age. Unfortunately, I think you can definitely. Here's what made it a little difficult is I do think that a lot of these players ultimately end up coming into the league with a lot more privilege than they had, you know, back in the day with, you know, NIL, and now they're coming in basically going, hey, you know, I got all these accolades and money. With those accolades, I was able to gain a shit ton of money. And so they don't come in with the grind that we saw, you know, 5-10 years ago, because you had to earn that money for the most part. And now they're already coming in as millionaires, and so it definitely is going to play a role and play an effect. So we'll kind of see how,
they're coming in as millionaires. Some of them was coming as millionaires before, not as many. Some of them was coming as millionaires before.
So let's do this. Ernest, you go, and this is going to kind of be my follow-up question. He needs to be at training camp in July to pass that message on. So that's my one question, right? Is, Tom Brady is now going to be looked at as being one of the leaders as it relates to the future and the success, whether it's success where we actually get to where we want to be or it fails. Right. Tom Brady's name is going to be stamped on this. And now he still has that broadcasting situation going on. So it remains to be seen just how often he is going to be available in the locker room. And for him to make those comments, you would think that he's got to be there on a consistent basis to really evaluate and see what is truly going on. And given the fact that he had his name stamped on Chip Kelly, he had his name stamped on going after Ben Johnson, and that failed miserably. Yeah. The rumors of him going after Matthew Stafford, and that failed miserably, right? Him going after that 6th-round quarterback last year that never even made the team.
Cam Miller.
You know what I'm saying? And so his name has been stamped on some things that really haven't worked out. And for you to go in and say it's a failure, well, guess what? You got your name on some things, big dog. So I think at the end of the day, if he isn't there to be able to truly evaluate and see what's going on, and he's come out and said he said comments that, well, I'm going to be a mentor for Fernando Mendoza. Well, in what capacity? What, at a phone call between your Fox News briefings, your Fox Sports briefings and stuff like that? Like, in what capacity are you going to be a mentor for Fernando Mendoza? Because at the end of the day, the way you win games is through the preparation throughout the week. And if you're not there to help Fernando Mendoza prep, and even all these other quarterbacks in the room, because if we have a shitty season, if we all of a sudden only win 3 games next season, well, guess what? Your name is still stamped on Kirk Cousins being in the building as well. And so if you're not there to even help out Kirk Cousins in some capacity, this failure is also on your shoulders. And if you're not there, then a lot's going to be pointed your way, and whether or not he's going to look at it that way, I don't know. So, Chad, let me know what your thoughts are. Should Tom Brady be more involved in the organization if he is going to have such a big say as to what goes on, what happens, what coaches are brought in, what players are drafted? Do you think he needs to be in the building more and maybe cut that Fox Sports gig? Let me know in the comment section. Severe, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, to some extent, you would want him to be. I mean, it depends on how hands-on do you really want him to be. I mean, obviously you want your GM to be the guy that kind of is the point man for it. Tom is kind of like the pseudo president of football operations, so you would hope that he'll be more involved. But they're like right now it's the off season. I mean, there's 24 hours in a day. Like he has plenty of time to be able to do what needs to be done. Like, is he going to be the guy down there coaching? And like, that's not really his role, right? Like Jeff Bezos ain't packing no boxes at Amazon, right? He ain't, that's not his role. You understand what your role is. And that's what Tom Brady essentially is right now. He's kind of the CEO of this organization. And, CEO, they set forth the vision, and then they bring in the people that are going to execute on that vision. And then obviously they should have the proper amount of oversight over those people that they bring in. So however much time he needs to spend in the building to have the requisite oversight, I think he needs to spend that amount of time in the building, or at least have spend the time on the team. Maybe he doesn't necessarily even have to be in the building, but be able to monitor, okay, what are these guys doing on a day-to-day basis? Are their RTs crossed? Are I's dotted? Like, are they doing the proper evaluations? Are they setting forth the proper game plan? Like, do they have a vision? Do they have a week plan? Do they understand what we're going to do growing in this training camp? Or how we're going to execute on preseason? Like, is all this stuff, being put together already? He should have some input into that and some oversight over that as well. How much he needs to be in the building, I mean, I think that kind of remains to be seen. But I definitely do want him more involved, especially with Fernando.
Yeah, and Isaiah's saying I just want him to work with Fernando. That's about it. Cool, Kev. Mark wants Brady to run it. Brady just wants to double dip. We'll see how it works out. Pigs, what's going on, man? Yeah, again, shout out to Pigs and Turf, man. Definitely go check out their lives on Tuesdays, man. You guys do a good job, big dog. You said Brady's supposed to have his finger on the pulse. He does, and ultimately at the end of the day, the way that everything worked out, if the next 3 to 5 years do not result in, I want to say Super Bowl, but at a very minimum, a deep run into the playoffs consistently, and we turn this organization around and we start identifying ourselves as winners and not what we've been for the last 25 plus years. Like once we can find some consistency and we now can establish ourselves at least as competitors and winners in the National Football League on a consistent basis, if it doesn't turn into that, then we brought in Tom Brady for that. We had so many shitty years as it relates to Josh McDaniels and Antonio Pierce, and obviously you could look at the Rich Bisaccia days and just what happened with John Gruden. Then all of a sudden we got this thing, and just coincidentally, Tom Brady comes in the building. It's like this almost looked like a fresh start. This almost looked like this is what was going to lead up to the turnaround of this organization. And if the next 3 to 5 years does not look like that, and we are not consistently winning, then Tom Brady, you failed. You failed miserably. And if we look back and go, oh, but he was also doing Fox Sports throughout the season, well, then look, that's another Patriot way that just absolutely screwed us over. It started out with Josh McDaniels. We started to do this whole Patriot way crap, and the Patriots just ended up screwing us once again. So I want him in the building. If you're going to have this much say, if you're going to have this much influence on what happens, then get your ass in the building. That's because I don't want any excuses. That's my biggest thing. I want no excuses because we have been bad for so damn long, and this fan base literally wants this thing to work out so badly. I know I was on the trade back of Fernando Mendoza just because of what we saw in his game film and everything else. Severe, I know you were okay with trading back as well and stockpiling draft picks for the future. But we got Fernando Mendoza, so I wanted to work out. I want him to have every resource possible to become that franchise quarterback. And if it doesn't work out, then guess what? Tom Brady, your name's written all over it. You failed miserably. Get your ass out of here, and I'll be a pissed off Raider fan for much longer. I'm raising kids as Raider fans. God damn it! I need no more excuses to have to bribe them with candy. God damn it! It's just one of those things. If you know, you know. So
exactly.
Cool. All right, man. Hey, James Purple, what's going on, man? In the building.
Oh my God.
And business decisions saying we need him. We need him for mindset, not X's and O's. But look, X's and O's will help. Like if Tom Brady knows how to break down X's and O's. Now I know that's the coaching staff, right? So he's got to walk that fine line of overstepping coaches.
Exactly.
You can't walk into the building all of a sudden and be like, oh, well, this isn't right. You don't read this coverage this way. Or if this situation, if you get this type of look, this is what you should do. He's got to walk that fine line. Maybe he can work more with Fernando Mendoza on the mechanic side of things, or just the preparation side on just how he preps in the off season. I think he can work that way. But I'm with you. Like mindset's key. But man, because he's got so much influence on this, I don't want the excuse of, well, you were only in the building 50% of the time, so that's why it didn't work out. So, but yeah, X's and O's, it's a fine line how you overstep the coaching and preparation. That'll be a tough one. So, cool. That was kind of it. That's kind of the end of it, man. We talked about Justin Jefferson. We talked about more Max Crosby rumors. We talked a little bit about Brendan Sorsby. Just because we talked about in the past. We talked about Tom Brady's comments, and we did our start 'em, bench 'em, cut 'em, and we brought back a little bit of choose one. I guess I'll call it the versus game. And shout to Black with business decision, man. If you want to take them, go ahead, run with it. Do your thing, man. We're only on here to have fun and just kind of give our thoughts about the Raider Nation. So appreciate everybody tapping in with us. Remember, we go live on Wednesdays as we get closer to the preseason, we're going to tap back in and go live on our Sundays, and we break down game film of the preseason games as well as the regular season games on Wednesdays. And so tap in for that as well. So, but before we start seeing people exit, hit that like button, hit that sub button, go over to our guy after this, Chris Tech Show podcast. He's the 1/3 of the Raider War Room. Definitely tap with that. Severe, let everybody know where they can find you and what you got going on next week.
So my guy Pigs, that's why we got Pigs. Brady got to take the blame for not stepping in to break up the Pete Carroll party when it became. Look, that geriatric Geritol jamboree should have never started. We should have never been a Pete Carroll party, man. But I digress.
But and it's failed because Tom Brady first failed to get Ben Johnson, the guy that he cleared the front office and coaching staff to go get. He did. That's where the fail started, and then it turned into Pete Carroll. But yeah, my bad. Go for it.
And you guys know what it is, man. It's Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG, True Social, Kick, Twitch, everywhere. The Severe Raider, man. Holla at your boy. On Wednesdays in the Raider War Room. Wednesdays in the Raider War Room, man. Tuesdays and Thursdays, my guy, PharoahNFL, man, the 50-50 show. And Around the Shield. I'm probably gonna bring Mondays back. I'm trying to make that work. Like I said, my son's getting ready for the Junior Olympics, so their practice schedule has been like super rigorous. But once I get that figured out, I'll be bringing Mondays back too. And I'm trying to do something for the members as well, man. I got a few members, man. Make sure I take care of you guys too, man. So I'm that's still in the works. Maybe do a live show where I send all you guys the link and let everybody come up, something like that. So but it's just still in the works. But man, make sure y'all tap in. Hit the like button on both channels. Double tap the screen. If you're watching the video afterwards, make sure you hype the video. And subscribe to both channels, man.
100%, man. We appreciate all the subscribers, the members, the super chats, everything. Just you guys tapping in because I'll tell you right now, it is the off season, right? And again, like I said, usually we go Wednesdays and Sundays, but with family stuff, I got 3 kids, I got a wife, I got to make sure that I do all my stuff during the off season to give this 110% of my time during the season, because breaking on the game film, it takes a lot of time, but we definitely want to hit you guys with it, just so not only do we have our opinion, but we can back it up with a little bit of game film and showing a body of work and not just a couple examples here and there. That's what we try to do. But again, you can agree, disagree, but definitely we do it live so that we can get that feedback from y'all. But if you guys don't know me, I'm 805 Raider. My channel is Real Talk Raider Nation. I go live in the Raider Room with my guys on Wednesdays and soon to be Sundays when we tap back in with the preseason games. But I'm going to try to fit in a live at some point. I'm going to do it. I promise. I've been thinking I can do it, and then all of a sudden something pops up, right? And so I'm going to try to squeeze in a live here and there, try to jump on, do a one-on-one with you guys and just chop it up with you guys. But what I'm going to try to do as the season goes on, I'm going to try to do maybe some more member stuff just at the stadium and just try to show a little bit of you guys. I did a members only live at the tailgate last year. That was cool. Seemed like some of you guys enjoyed it. So I'll try to do some things now that, since you guys know I'm in the Vegas area. So a little bit local, just easy access to get on over there. So, but shout out to you guys. I see Herman in the building. What's going on, man? Appreciate you tapping in with us. So, again, do us a favor. Double tap the screen, hit the like button, hit the sub button. Appreciate the members, the subscribers, the super chats, and definitely all y'all that tap in with us in the off season. I know not a lot's going on, but you guys are definitely dedicated ones to still pay attention and tap in the off season. So appreciate y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Have a great rest of your week. Also have a very safe 4th of July weekend. All right. Watch out with them fireworks.
Man.
Don't start no fires in California.
Yeah, man. I live in Los Angeles, so you guys know the 4th of, everybody lives in Los Angeles. They know 4th of July started for us like last week, man. And then Mexico won. Oh man, that was already 4th of July. That was already 4th of July. This is gonna be second on Saturday.
100%, man. So hey, what was it? Was it Justin Tucker? No, Jason Pierre-Paul. Like, make sure you keep all your fingers through the 4th of July weekend. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. I want to make sure you tap back in with us next Wednesday. Make sure you're all safe. So hey, enjoy it. Stay safe. Have a great holiday weekend, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. We appreciate y'all. We're out of here.